Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. My name is Pamela. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. And if you keep returning to see my videos, I appreciate you very much. Today, I just wanted to come kind of share a little bit of what's kind of been going on for the past few days. So, I would say starting with, I believe it was, let's see, today is I believe it was Friday. No. Okay, I don't know what day it was. I don't keep track of my days. Okay, so I think today is day 2 altogether with Keegan. Feeling 100%. So one day, and I want to say it was like Monday. Maybe it was Monday, because I believe Adam was working every single day of this. So Monday I was talking to Adam on the phone. He likes to talk to me as he's coming home. And Keegan just all of a sudden came out here and wanted to sit on my lap, which my kids do that. I sit at the kitchen table a lot because I do my studies, and then I'll watch YouTube videos, and I'll sit out here and pray and stuff like that, and let the kids just play in the living room, let them, have that area to play with their toys, and if they want to watch cartoons and stuff, I'm not interrupting them, and they're not interrupting me. And then they'll come out here and they'll play with me, or I'll like go in there and play with them or whatever. We just have our day. So anyways, he came out here and was on my lap, and I just realized he was being snuggly for a minute, and all of a sudden he just throws up all over me, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, my kids have never had the flu. I mean, granted, Keegan is almost 3. He's almost 3. He'll be 3 on April 6th. And so, but he's never had the flu, never threw up or anything like that. And it's not common either for Adam or I to get any kind of like stomach bugs or anything like that. Adam and I have been married for 5 years. Almost 5 years, it'll be in June. And I've never once had any kind of issues where I threw up at all, not even during pregnancy. In him, he's gotten food poisoning a couple times and has had some health issues with, I believe, his gallbladder, so he has thrown up a little bit, but it's just not common for us to get any kind of sickness like that. So it was kind of weird for him throwing up, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what this could be. He ate the same things that I feed them. I didn't feed him anything new for lunch or breakfast or anything like that, so I didn't give him anything that would have did that to him. And when he threw up, it was liquid. So I'm like, what is going on? And then I was talking to Adam, and I'm like remembering, see, I think I've told you guys, God gives me dreams to tell me to pray for people. And so if people are placed in my dream, to pray for them. Well, Keegan's been in my dream a lot. And I know that from the time that Keegan was very small, I know that he's had a spiritual gift of discernment, and I believe he also has a spiritual gift of tongues. And so he's had some spiritual gifts since he was real small, and so he's been woken up in the middle of the night with nightmares ever since he was real young, on and off. It's been a while since then, but anyways, the Lord has had him in my dreams quite a bit lately, and I didn't even think anything of it because I've been praying, and standing on Psalm 91 that COVID will never touch my home, and so we're standing on faith and believing in that. And so, and no sicknesses had came in our home, so I knew it wasn't any kind of sickness. We don't leave our home, and so we couldn't have gotten anything out there, out in the world, and Adam hasn't brought anything home, not even a runny nose or anything like that, so nothing. And so I checked his temperature a little after that, and his temperature was like 99 something, so it seemed to be fine. I believe it was it later on? He just kind of like slowed down a little bit, like he wasn't his himself kind of, he's a bouncing baby boy. He's all over the place. He's, very active. And I just noticed that he slowed down a little bit, wasn't acting himself. And I'm like, oh, okay, we'll probably feel better tomorrow. He woke up and he seemed to do okay, still kind of slow, no appetite. Is that, well, not really. He Low appetite. You know, he'll eat a cracker or two or whatever. But he was drinking well. So not super concerned. Then I gave him a nap. That was it. That afternoon, he woke up from his nap and his cheeks were red. So I knew he had a fever, and it had to be high enough to make his cheeks red. So I checked in. It was 103, and I just started praying. I just been praying because I knew it had to be in a spiritual attack, and the Lord had him in my dreams several times in the past couple of weeks. So I should have been praying for him, and I wasn't. And now I know it was because the Lord wanted me to pray for him because he was going to experience some kind of spiritual attack. So, my husband had told me on the first day too, the Lord had said to put a drop to pray over a drop of wine and then put it in his water, and then, because that would help with stomach issues, and then I also anointed him with oil. And so I just been, I had been praying over him stuff, and so he wasn't feeling well. It was the second day after a nap. He wasn't feeling well. He was kind of laying around and stuff like that. No more throwing up. He only ever threw up that once. That night he just wasn't feeling very good, and we got his fever down to 101. And then I believe it did go back up to 103 for a little while. It didn't really stay up though. It went back down to 101. And so he ended up going to bed. So it was Tuesday. Wednesday he woke up and he was better. He was 100% better. And I do believe we kept anointing him with oil and praying over him, laying hands on him, commanded the devil will leave him alone in anything on him as far as sicknesses in his body. We commanded healing in the name of Jesus. We commanded the fever to leave. And I had just got done reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so, Jesus, had healed people. He healed sick children and stuff like that, and didn't even be in the same room. And I just believe that he grants us the same kind of healing as he granted them. And so we just, we speak to our mountain. We have faith the size of a mustard seed, and we spoke to it. And he really didn't do very bad. I anointed Brielle with oil and prayed over her to keep her from getting whatever, if whatever was going on with Keegan. I prayed and anointed her with oil to keep her from going through the same thing. And today's Friday. It was the beginning of the week. Nothing. So it also showed me that it was a spiritual attack. It had nothing to do with any kind of illness or sickness going on in the world. He never had anything. It was just, he threw up one time and then he fought a fever for a whole 24 hours, 24 to 36 hours, and that was it. So, but I learned my lesson because the Lord had said to pray for him because he was in my dreams several times and I didn't. So, and then it's funny because my husband called today and asked if I wanted a cat for inside the house, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind. We had a conversation before about, I said I wanted a cat and I'd love a cat in the house. I'm just having a cat in the house. My cat truly is an outside cat, and we couldn't get him to come in the house, not even winter. He won't come in. He'll come in for a quick second and then he's scratching back at the door and runs out. He's been missing for a good week. He hasn't showed up, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We've had a lot of snow, so my husband has been a little worried about him, and I've just been praying. And so, but he has not showed up. So, but he called and asked if I wanted an indoor cat, and I said sure. But I am allergic to cats, and so I can only have a certain breeds. And I noticed I've had Siamese, and I do very well with them. I've had Persians, and I do very well with them. Bad part is I've had two Siamese cats back in, gosh, a long time ago, 2013, 14, and they both would pee all over the place. So, um, and they were kittens. So I ended up getting rid of them. I had gotten them from the same breeder, and I don't know if they were and I never had a problem with cats like that before, so I don't know. So anyways, but I had a Persian. I had her for a really long time, and she was the best cat I ever had. And I said, I'd like to get another Persian, but they can be really expensive. But I don't really feel like, if we're getting a cat just to have around the house. Not only that, with the times, we know that we're not going to have a cat here for long. I really don't want to spend a whole lot of money for a cat, so I'm just praying if it's the Lord's will, we're going to get a Persian cat. And if not, we're not going to get a Persian cat. We're not going to get a cat at all. So, but it was kind of cute and interesting for my husband to call and say, hey, would you like an indoor cat? So one of his buddies has to get rid of a cat or something, and it's a long-haired cat, and it's an indoor cat, but I'm allergic to a lot of different cats. So, and believe it or not, the allergy came when I was pregnant with Paige. Never was allergic to cats, had cats my whole entire life. And then when I got pregnant with my first daughter, I was a couple months pregnant, and yeah, I became allergic to cats, and I've kind of had allergies since. It's gotten better. It's not as bad. I guess it just depends on the type of breed I'm around. I think orange-haired cats, I tend to have more allergy reactions around them than any other type of cat, so that's interesting. But anyways, I figured I'd put that out there. If anybody knows, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm really not going to drive a long ways for a cat. But I live in Michigan, so if anybody watches this and knows anything about Persian kittens in Michigan that are a decent amount of money, feel free to leave me a comment or email me. Always put it in the description. Other than that, if anybody needs any prayer, please feel free to email me as well. I'm always here, and that is a gift that God has given me to be able to pray and intercede on behalf of people, and it's a joy. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and go. My kids checked at 2, which is normally when I get ready to get them out of bed. They're not awake yet. So 2:30, I'm going to go and give another shot and see if they're awake so I can spend some time with them and love on them and just, I just love my kids. I just love to maul them. So I'm going to spend some of my time this afternoon just loving on my children. I will see you all soon. If I don't see you soon, I will see you in the air. God bless you guys. Have a good day.